My name is Johannes Wedenig. I previously was the convener of Yoma, and right now I'm the UNICEF Representative for South Africa. Well, thanks very much. Reaching 1 million on the Yoma ecosystem is obviously an amazing achievement and a real reason to celebrate. So Yoma is not my inspiration, it was the inspiration of young people themselves in a co-creation process. And I'm obviously very happy to sit here at our labs where it all started with young people here and in 4 other African countries that basically went through this design process, seeing what were the main challenges they were facing. And basically what came out of it were 2 key challenges. The first challenge was that support to young people is very fragmented. They don't feel like they're in the center of efforts to support them. They don't feel like it's their agency, their journey that is really central, but more different projects, a fragmented system, and so they really wanted to be at the center. And so that's the first one. The second one was obviously that there were not enough opportunities for young people. And obviously that's a key challenge we face in Africa and also here in South Africa, where 60% of the young people that are unemployed don't find jobs. So it's a lack of opportunities, and where there are opportunities, they're very difficult to access, particularly for more vulnerable young children in more remote areas, or they don't have the educational background, they don't have come from a home that basically puts them on the right trajectory. So how can we shift this trajectory? So how could there be more opportunities? So the 2 things were more opportunities and basically put us at the center and make sure that our agency, that we are navigating and that we are in control and guided through a journey that leads us towards livelihoods, that leads us towards fulfilling our aspirations. So Yoma is an ecosystem, and that's also the strength of Yoma, that basically it is to bring different partners together around the young person, with the young person at the center. And on this journey, where we basically set ourselves to have young people grow, impact and thrive, and basically also be incentivized while they generate impact for the society and for themselves. And at different parts of the journey, we didn't have all the elements in place. It's really right now that you see all those elements coming together, and that's also why we had such amazing growth right now. And I'm convinced that we continue on this journey with the young person at the center. The growth can be exponential in the coming years, but we have to stay true to what youth wants from Yoma, do it with them, and then basically move forward, keep these ambitious targets, and really move on and basically make sure that we'll fulfill what Yoma has set out to do. So some of the standout moments were when we obviously first launched the platform during COVID, a very imperfect attempt, but we had immediately tens of thousands of young people that responded during the time. So it was very clear there is a demand for it, and obviously in the COVID time it was even more pronounced. So that really said us, okay, the journey is right, the demand is there. What we can do with young people and provide to them is really important. So that obviously was one key moment. The next key moment then really was when we saw all the different elements coming together and really seeing that in the end what young people are asking most for is that we lead them to livelihoods. So a journey towards livelihoods, and really also seeing that what we call now the youth force, which is basically that young people can contribute to SDGs for themselves and for children, while at the same time building their livelihoods journey. So that was really when this aspect of earning while learning, so basically getting incentivized while you learn, while you develop your own journey, really comes to fruition, and seeing the high demand for that shows us that there is a clear niche that Yoma fulfills that currently, to my knowledge, nobody else fulfills. So really scalability of impact, of incentives for young people, and obviously once you give young people those opportunities, they thrive, and as can be seen right now in Nigeria that is leading Yoma, obviously those young people will make the best out of everything that basically they can get, and they will drive it forward, and they will get new ideas. And so it's really where the journey continues in terms of young people themselves driving it, and that's really where we want to move forward. In the end, the idea of Yoma is to hand it back to young people, managed by young people, and really setting the priorities by young people, and basically being a peer-to-peer approach with this focus really on generating impact in the green space, in the social space. That's where we believe that the big added value is what we call the impact economy and impact entrepreneurship. So quite often we are speaking about a journey for a young person from earning to learning. And the three words that would actually come for me to mind is earning while learning. So basically turning around this paradigm, because for many young people, particularly those who are most vulnerable, there's a high cost linked to learning. A high cost to investing to further themselves, because there are opportunity costs. They can't hustle at the same time, they can't bring food to the table for their families, and so we have to find a way that they basically earn while getting incentives that allow them to continue, that allow them to offset the costs of basically learning. And that's really a key concept behind what we call the impact exchange, the impact dimension of Yoma. So we have three dimensions. We have growing, learning, and thriving in Yoma. Those are the three dimensions. And the one that hasn't been well developed over the past years, but is now really coming on stream, is the impact dimension, an impact that is also recognized, and is where young people get incentives, so where they get the opportunity costs refunded for basically participating in the impact. So it's a journey where a young person does something, gets some incentives, builds their own livelihood journey, builds their own CV, and can therefore journey and put their trajectory into place and basically get their dreams realized, because there is not such a big gap between learning and earning. We have to bridge that gap. We have to bridge it, particularly for young people that are on the fringes. And that's, I think, where the big additional value of Yoma lies, is to tap into the impact economy, make sure that all this impact that we all want to have on SDGs, on the environment, is done in such a way that it generates earning opportunities for young people while they learn, while they build their story, their life story, and while they move towards livelihoods. So basically the three words are earning while learning. So basically it has been an extreme privilege to work with young people and to co-create Yoma, an amazing journey. And it's time to hand over to a younger generation. And basically what I wish and what I'm sure will happen is keep the big dream alive. Keep alive that in the end we can only respond to youth unemployment in Africa if we tap into new opportunities, if we tap into real impact in the social, in the green space, making sure that young people are the engine of driving the continent forward, as they already are. They're just waiting for the opportunities, and it's our responsibility to aggregate those opportunities, to recognize them, and in the end for the young people to be also recognized and rewarded for the impact they generate. So this is this triple benefit we're talking about for the young person, him or herself, because they further their journey by participating in impact and getting incentivized for it, for the SDG or for UNICEF, the children, because through young people we can accelerate the movement towards the SDGs for children and for the continent. And finally, because it's more cost efficient to work with young people and basically have them drive the impact. So we can do more with the same amount of funding that is available, and we can tap into a sustainable livelihoods for young people, because in Yoma everything is documented, everything is the blockchain, everything is verifiable, and therefore we can generate what we call impact certificates that young people generate. So my wish to you all is keep the dream alive, and it's an amazing journey, and you will never regret to work with young people and for young people, obviously. Stand up, own what Yoma offers, what all the partners offer, and drive it forward, and I'm sure there will be, in a new environment with so many different opportunities, it's up to young people to capture and best make the opportunities a reality.